CC Masters Q2 quarterfinals, all best of 3. We have our first match, which is Human versus Undead, Russia versus China. We have Happy versus Romantic. And apparently on the Chinese production, there is still some commercials going on. So we can introduce you once again to the bracket real quick. The programming of the day. Happy versus Romantic. Fly versus 120. It could be another Happy versus 120 in the semis here. How long have we waited until we see this match in a pro competition for the first time? And now it could be 3 times in 3 months. Undead Scourge is pretty hype. Or we get the rematch of Fly versus Happy from BREC. Or Happy gets eliminated. All 3 instances are very interesting, I think. In the bottom part, Focus versus Yumiko. Yumiko, Rising, Shape, I believe. WFC versus TH. That is maybe the one out match that we have here. So, showing you the players, both went to WGL, both had great runs. Romantic making it into the round of 4, and Happy, of course, in the grand final, losing to only Lin. Well, and Sock in the group stage, but that doesn't matter. Here we go. Game starts. It's Northern Isles, and it's a best of 3.
I'm rubbing my hands already, guys. I don't know if you can see me, but I'm really excited for this. Happy, I think is pretty much without competition now to say the #1 representative of Europe. Back-to-back WGL finalist. His rise to glory has been nothing short of amazing. 3rd place in Qualifier 1. Can we say that was a bit of a disappointment? Perhaps, but it was still pretty good. Good points there for Happy and good prize money as well. And now Romantic stands in his way.
Right, a battle of the seemingly tier 2 clans in China. It is Lucky Future, represented by Happy, and LP Club for Romantic. There is a big clan tournament coming up in less than a week from NetEase, the Super WGL, where both of these players will be participating. So this is a little bit of a warm-up. Thank you very much to Ralphus for the 16-month resub. Sunday hangover breakfast with Back to Warcraft. Thanks again, guys. Our pleasure. I hope for some of you it's already a little bit of a tradition, you know, hanging on the couch hungover with the waifu who has to suffer through 10 hours of casting each and every Sunday. Blessed are you, little girls all over the world.
Speaking of which, where is Jenny Prenzelberg? I haven't seen him for a couple of days. What's going on? Is he recording like new music videos or something? There's a serious lack of Prenzelbergians over here.
There's definitely not a lack of mages as we have an Archmage for Romantic, the standard pick and Happy. With the Death Knight, since I talked about this in the pre-match talk already, I had a lot of time tonight, so I came up with something. I had a thought, like, Romantic is a little bit like a junkyard dog of the Warcraft scene. You know, he's not winning any beauty competition with his play. It's not the fancy surround, super stylish moves, not even the best builds, but he just gets the job done, and he doesn't really care how. Like, in any way possible. He's a little bit of a dirty player, in this matchup especially, oftentimes going for tanks, which is, a lot of people despise that, but he doesn't care. All he cares about is the W.
I can get behind that.
You can,
I'm looking for,
you
like,
can get behind junkyard dogs.
Oh my god, okay. I'm thinking of like a sports analogy. Like, who is that guy who's just like, you know, not doing it for the glory, but doing it for the results? But yeah, you absolutely got a point. You absolutely got a point. And TH is not concerned with the tank nerf. That is normally the way he plays.
And with TH, Remo means Romantic.
Yes, I was about to correct myself. about to correct myself. Yeah, Romantic. With the typical Romantic early game, he goes for the big creep first for the instant level 2, requiring a lot of militia time, equating to a little bit lower lumber, so slower tech and all that. But yeah, that's typical Romantic. Heavy emphasis on the early game, on levels, on footman numbers, but certainly expansion. One base human play is very fashionable nowadays, but Romantic really isn't the player to go for that normally. As of course you can't play tanks on one base. Not yet at least. Perhaps they need a couple of buffs or something.
Romantic playing so nicely around that coil of Happy. That was pretty much picture perfect at that Murloc. Happy still got some experience with the Water Elemental and the coil, so his presence here is not for nothing. But this is Scroll the Beast and a Lightning Shield and level 2.7 or something. That's really impressive.
Yeah, and here comes the expansion. Look at the militia. How many is this? That's 8 militia called.
Wow.
Romantic is making damn sure this is going to come through. And also showing respect towards the opponent, knowing that Happy is absolutely a beast at harassing this, which he's going to try right now. But the nice thing is, the expansion here is late, that's not the nice thing. But Romantic took many more camps before going for the expo, so even if he loses 2 last hits or something here, he's still going to get that level 3. There we go, gets 1 last hit, and that is level 3 for him. Level 2, Water Elementals, now unlocked. And Happy's still unable to find any kind of coil steal over here.
Yeah, it kind of feels like this is an anti-Happy build, because he knows how strong the Russian is with his last hits, even with this ping. And as you said, he's making damn sure this is not happening, even though everything is delayed. I mean, Happy is arriving at tier 2, but when do you see the Vice World Champion arriving to a creep spot and getting home empty-handed? Just think back, what was it, 15 hours in the match against Johnny Cage. He got everything of creep spots, and here, zilch.
Yeah,
pretty impressive.
Really well done. Really well done by Romantic. And as you said, it seems like an anti-Happy build. Now, Romantic did it well. He didn't give up anything from the camp. But, you know, he had the perfect weapons to do it with. He crept this with 8 militia and with like 6 or 7 footies. So, you know, it's supposed to go well. So that was good. But what the build doesn't do so well is fast expanding. This is supposed to be a fast expansion. But the Lich and the expansion are finishing at the same time. That is not exactly the way you want it as a human. And guess what? Happy outmaneuvered his opponent now and is attacking the expansion. Romantic was not ready for this, lost track of Happy. The tower gets cancelled. Expansion at least is finished, but a couple of peasants will certainly be dying.
That was real smart by Happy. Just making a little sidestep to the left-hand side of the merchant. And Romantic did not anticipate that movement because no one really does it. But okay, tower down, but again, Expo is up and seemingly safe with all these footmen. We're all waiting for the Lich, who is coming already. So what can Happy do in the meantime, or is it time for Romantic? Yeah, he started the tech as well. It's at 40% at the moment. No tower in the base, and Happy is taking to tier 3 already, getting ready for his patented Destroyer Burst.
Yeah, interesting tier 3 timing here. Normally we see either the 30 supply tech on 3 fiends to tier 3, which is as fast as you can be. Kind of greedy, not the biggest mid-game presence, or like 36 to 39 supply with the first statue and with 4 fiends, or maybe even double statue. But Happy going somewhere in between 4 fiends into tier 3. So the presence is still fairly strong right now. Romantic's trying to force the fiends back with Water Elementals and AM. It looks like he doesn't have defend yet. He should have it though.
I haven't seen it so far. Skeletons at the peasants, almost denying the shop, but there's another one. Oh, shop is not finished. Another peasant has to do the job here. That was a little bit of a delay. Oh, Fiend gets surrounded. Well done by Romantic. Out of nowhere, pretty much. And there's no way to save this one, despite the coil.
Yeah, the Lich had used 2 Novas already, so that surround couldn't be punished too much with a Nova. And there was no Borrow yet for Happy, so no way to save that Fiends. Borrow, by the way, could come into effect pretty nicely, because AM didn't go for the Dust earlier. Perhaps a slight oversight, but, well, can't be punished anyway, so who cares? Tier 2 is finished. MK is coming, started right now. Romantic. How safe is he feeling? Is he gonna tech to tier 3 right away, not feeling the need for tier 2 units? Or is he gonna go into something like rifles or breakers?
Come on, man. It's the human versus undead matchup. It's Romantic. It's an expansion. Don't you have the answer ready? This tanks.
One day he's not gonna play tanks, Neil. One day he's not gonna play tanks. And think how foolish you will look then.
Well, it's kind of a standard for me, right? To get surprised and be the fool on stream, so whatever.
I was so disappointed that the other day when I was casting solo, Chimiko won the human mirror versus Sock, and you weren't here to be astounded by it.
Yeah, I feel like Sok is the new Chimiko in a way that he sucks at human mirror. But we have to talk about that another day,
Hot
I guess.
take. Hot take from Neo.
As the siege continues. No level 3 for the DK is definitely an issue, as the Orb of Fire is not too far away. And then healing is pretty much non-existent. Mountain King arrives, finally.
Alright, with Stormbolt coming in, these Fiends are certainly under more threat right now. Question is, what's the third hero going to be for Happy? Lately he has been pretty fond of Pit Lord. Stormbolt on the Fiend, that's a full surround. And if there's no Burrow, this Fiend is dead as well. It's a second Fiend kill for Romantic. Well done, forcing Happy back across the map.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait. Okay, it's still gonna die.
Okay, little slip by Romantic. Okay, is he having some mercy with the Russian? You should not allow that. Masonry upgrades coming. Tier 3 at 60%. And so far, only 2 heroes, which might be the best thing to do at the moment, to not share experience between 3 heroes, as both of the first heroes are so weak. Destroyer helps a lot, of course, against the Water Elemental, since this brings the spell. And against this creep camp is very good too. Little backstab by Romantic. Still only Footman, and there's one over.
Stormbolt the Lich, can he get the surround? That looks like a surround, but oh, Nova's gonna punish. And level 3 on the DK, level 2 coil now, but there's 2 targets here to go for, Lich or Fiend. Oh, that Lich almost died, but the leveled up coil making the difference right here. Another Nova coming in, and the coil is ready as well. Romantic certainly overextended a little bit there. Gets a Fiend at least, so that's okay. But now all Footmen pretty much are dead.
And again, this crucial part of any game on Northern Isles, pretty much, the fight for the marketplace. Like, how is it that this is always a deciding point on this map?
Yeah, pretty interesting, right? Seems like it's really good map design as well. There's this big bounty in the middle of the map that both players can go for, and there's going to be action around it.
Yeah.
A player's force
Love more crowds.
But for Romantic, I mean, his tier 3 is done. Workshop is coming, and I'm saying it correctly. Workshop.
Yes.
Not workshops.
Yes.
Which
There's
is
also,
very weird.
there's also Knights and Breakers. This is a different Romantic play. It's not tanks. I stand corrected, Remo. I apologize to our 1,000 billion viewers around the world. I was wrong.
Is this officially signaling the end of tanks? I mean, if Romantic doesn't play tanks anymore, who's supposed to play tanks?
Maybe it's just because of the map. You know.
Oh, Destroyers being morphed here. Happy getting ready. 57 supply. This is the big undead power spike. Good Fiend numbers. Triple hero. Level 3 Lich. Level 3 DK. And this expansion has only 1 guard and 1 arcane tower. That is not gonna hold.
Happy diving in deep. The focus fire of Romantic is a little off. Not targeting the heroes for now. Now burns a little. Massive Nova. All the peasants thrown back to the Ice Age. And yeah, that Destroyer bust works pretty much flawlessly. And Romantic makes no move to defend this at all.
I think this is the right call. He needs to buy a little bit more time for a little bit more production and then come in with a lot of militia to try to hold the expansion. Or is... Wait. Is he just gonna give it up?
Yeah. It feels like it. There's a TP, but...
Dude, what's happening? Romantic is giving up the expo and is not playing tanks?
That's what you get! Remo, that's what you get for not playing tanks. And he's supply stuck now as well. Pretty heavily on 61 supply. What's his idea?
And by the
Flying
way,
machine bombs?
A player's forces are under
Alright. We're gonna see some lame at least.
Yeah,
Starshaped, if you're watching, I know you must be satisfied here with the lame coming in.
But how many flying machines does he have? He has 4.
Ooh, that Nova though. Ouch.
Well, I
Peasants all
guess
super hurt. This is easy fodder for the destroyers.
Town portal home now. Destroyers fly away. So, how well can he deal with the gyros to keep the destroyer safe? Web is coming in, super nice. One fiend falls, nice silence on the Mountain King, and the destroyers, they do take care of the gyros. On the ground, happy with magnificent kiting. The breakers and knights can't reach.
DK
Oh,
surrounded,
DK
thanks to the
surrounded.
Stormbolt though. And he's not getting out. This is certainly going to force the TP.
Wait.
Or is it he gets level 4? Death Pack could be a thing, but not enough. TP is forced, but magnificent trade for Happy. He lost one fiend only.
Yeah, mass murder. Got the TP, got a bunch of economy. Look at all the corpses in the main. It's like 4 at least.
Players' forces are under
And there's
attack.
more here. What is Romantic supposed to do? He's at 50 supply 1 base against 64 supply undead 1 base with great levels. And even a wand of mana stealing against the Mountain King now. I think this was a terrible call by Romantic to give up this expo.
Tough spot, I guess. I guess he felt like he couldn't muster a defense. Army wasn't big enough, and that's where this build starts to hurt him in the late game. It was a super safe expansion, but let's think back to how late that was. Expansion was finished at the time that the Lich came out. This is super late, which all means that, well, your tier 3 kicking in is going to be really, really late. And it just wasn't quite ready in time, but it was pretty close. Imagine if there had been 2 more knights, 4 more gyros. That's like 1.5 minutes of production.
But there wasn't.
And then that could have been doable, perhaps.
So red spot for Happy. He's not trying to break this, not banging his head against Romantic's wall, which I think is a good idea. Scouting everywhere if there's more expansion attempts. Good skeleton usage, but there's not. Heavy on destroyers. It's not the greatest unit in the world, of course. Level 4 Lich is a phenomenal hero though, and Cloak of Flames, What's Romantic doing in the meantime? His army, 58 supply, breaking upkeep now. Mountain King is not level 5. Paladin is level 2, that's good. He's very safe as well with all the potions and staffs and all.
I give solo experience to Pally here, not giving level 3 to the MK.
Yeah.
Is that even level 3 Pally? I don't think it's enough.
Well,
Is it?
Don't
Oh!
underestimate.
Nope, Romantic knows. Okay, well done, well done.
He's pretty good at this game, Remo. He knows.
He is pretty good, but not looking too hot in this game. Still an 8 supply lead for Happy. Happy did rebuy the TP, playing it safe. That Stormbolt surround was a bit of a danger earlier on, and that can happen at any time. How did this green camp survive for so long?
I don't know. Romantic just skipped it. Gloves of Haste for the Lich. Not bad at all. Lich is looking for more kills, so are the skeletons. And Happy just so far ahead in experience. Are the gyros enough to deal with 4? Okay, Happy says bye-bye. Nice Nova on this knight. 1 destroyer falls, so even trade, I guess.
Yep, pretty much. Interesting that Happy TP's out of there instead of trying to fight. I talked about this yesterday. Happy ever only had very, very few mistakes in his play. In the past, it used to be that he was too eager to fight sometimes, looking for engagements that were unwinnable. But he's more and more willing nowadays to disengage and, you know, look for greener pastures at another time. Perhaps he was hoping to TP back, creep up the rest of the map, but there's nothing more to be found. Every single creep has been taken out. And that, of course, begs the question now, who has the better hero levels? Happy with 4-4-3 is looking pretty good. But also, Romantic with 4-3-3 is looking very good himself. So it's really close, really even between the two.
Maybe we called this a little too early. Call to arms used. To save a bunch of these workers. There's nothing really left to do on the map. Maybe grab some items from the marketplace and of course use... Whoa, there's a lot of claws in there. And maybe get the involts from the Goblin Merchant. But apart from that, all creeps gone. I feel like no one really wants to expand.
No, seems like it's just a full-out arms race right now. Get as strong as you can be to be ready for any fight coming in. And there, an expansion can't be slotted in when you're low econ anyways. But engaging onto Blight into the undead main, that might be a bit of a risk. Romantic still gonna try it. Going forward, looking for the Stormbolt connection. Gets the first feed, and that's a quick kill with the Knights with Sundering Blade. But again, it's a deep dive. Quite a few gyros are falling. One destroyer has been taken out so far. Aggressive Divine Shield looking for the attack on the Lich. Lots of damage on the second hero. Happy comes in with a coil, but the Lich is still stuck. This could be the hero kill, and it is! With a Holy Light coming in, Lich is taken out. Orb now is missing. No more Nova, and Romantic gets a great start into this fight, losing a few of his knights and all of the gyros, though. There's no answer at all anymore to these destroyers.
He was committing heavy to the anti-air, so who's gonna win the ground fight against 4 destroyers? Romantic has no answer. Despite the Lich kill, this was not a good fight for him. Going down to 50, another coil. Whoa, Holy Light last second, but how long will that last? Ghouls are coming into this fight as well. Perfect damage distribution. Destroyers are reigning over everything. Level 5 on the DK. More and more knights are falling. He's trying for a surround for another hero kill because there was no TP on the DK and no real way out. Archmage is hurt. Long range call, getting another kill. Dark Ranger close to 4 by now. And the ghouls are all left alive. He's missing the Nova. Can't go for a hero kill. He doesn't have the nuke ready at the moment. But for once, destroyers win game.
Yeah, not quite enough gyros there, I guess. It was like 10 gyros or something against 5 destroyers. I mean, gyros are the answer, yes, but you can't win with 10 supply versus 25 supply. That doesn't quite work out. But why dive into the main? That's such a danger.
Maybe he's short on time or something? I don't know. Invo potion on the DK
Romantic
now.
just keeps on muscling up, making more and more army. Goes up to like, I don't know, 18 gyros or something. Just go up, max out with 80 supply knights gyros. That should be good for him, but he felt the urge to look for the fight, and the Lich kill was good, but it's not the only thing that matters.
Maybe he thought, if I dive into your base, you can't really kite and use your great micro with web, stepping back, focus fire, web, yada yada yada. Maybe he saw that as an opportunity.
Yeah, perhaps. He must have had a decent idea, and yeah, with the Lich kill he found some success, but now, after getting punished after that hero kill, still not even in upkeep. 49 supply only against the thundering 73 supply of Happy, who's even bringing the ghouls. He's got all the lumber he needs, I guess, and is looking to close out this game. DK level 5, Lich level 4, Dark Ranger 3, Coil Nova hurts on those knights. And that's another free kill right there.
So, can he take out the gyros once again? Take the air superiority. Gotta be careful. These knights are eager to kill some fiends. Dark Ranger surrounded, but fights out of there. There was a lot of damage going into pretty much nowhere. Archmage down to 2/3 here. He really wants this Dark Ranger for some reason. And in the meantime, all gyros dead again. And they play
It looks
Dota
like
in the north.
desperation now. 39 supply. That is not really numbers you can work with. But Happy's mana is really low, so coil support is a rare commodity. He's gonna have one more only. One fiend there was picked off, but looking at the supply, it's still a 30 numbers lead for Happy. And there's just not enough firepower anymore for Romantic.
Yeah, Luca D says this game is over. But we said this before. Mountain King on the chase wants this Lich. There's low mana on all the heroes, as you said, so no coil at the moment. There is an invul. He got that before. Ooh, Holy Light. Archmage in danger. Eats a skeleton to get more mana. There is one Nova now. Double invul on the Lich, so the heroes should be safe.
Yeah, the Stormbolt Holy Light is still a danger, but everything else has been completely dismantled. 35 supply. That kind of hurts to even say.
And there's
It
no...
must hurt even more to play.
There's not even an Orb of Fire on the Archmage.
Yeah.
So the
No
coils
staff. No, he does have a
are
staff.
really good, yeah.
And Happy now, Merciless, is looking for this W in game 1, and it's certainly looking to work out that way. Unless Romantic can come up with a magical play here. This is going to be very, very tough to find.
Water Elementals just feeding the undead heroes even higher. But level ups are kind of far away. Long production queue. They will all fly into the claws of the destroyers. Or to the staffs. What is it? They have both, right? Sure.
Interesting upgrade prio by Happy, by the way. 1-2 upgrades.
Yeah.
1 attack, 2 armor.
Armor is becoming more and more of a thing in Warcraft. So he gathered some gyros. Web is ready. Good positioning. Destroyers kind of in the back. Romantic is aiming for that Lich again, but the Mountain King is getting caught and the gyros are down to like nothing. Everything's red. The web in the hands of Happy is too powerful. The hero nuke isn't working. Archmage down to 50%, catches the Holy Light. Mana's looking really good for Romantic, so if he can do something here, it's with spells.
Yep, because Army isn't gonna do it. 33 supply only, that's it. GG. Happy gets the victory. Romantic made it close, but in the end, Happy victorious.
Yeah, this, I guess, comes down to, if you break the entire match down, Romantic not defending the expansion. That gave Happy such a huge lead in the mid game.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, the dive, which didn't work.
And Romantic not playing tanks. The last bastion of tank play has abandoned the siege engines. Not that I'm complaining. I think that's a good thing. But I wonder, is that the best build if you don't play tanks? Like, you need to get that tier 3 online, and that expansion was so late. It was AM creeping the big camp for level 2 into green, then into expansion with 7 footies and 8 peasants. That expo was so late, and if you're relying on your tier 3 tech to kick in, I think you have to go for a faster expansion than that.
Yeah, maybe played it too safe. He played a great early game, though. Are all these footmen really necessary? Are these 8 peasants really necessary? I don't know. Maybe not. He can definitely cut some corners here and there.
Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, Happy is beatable in this matchup. Sok showed this at WGL, defeating Happy with a 2-1. And that was on land ping, basically.
Yeah.
So it is doable. But yeah, expansion timing is crucial. Romantic, I think he needs to, tidy up his builds a little bit. You can't afford to lose even half a minute in your build, in your timing against Happy.
Yeah, Romantic has done it before online to take maps off of Happy. It's 4 and 2 between them. Last one was in October in the Yule Cup, where it was a very close 2 and 1. It's always close between them, so I would not expect a clean 2-0 here. Romantic fighting spirit will not give this up. And the next map is his. That is Amazonia.
Alrighty. Certainly an expansion map as well. I wonder if this for Romantic right now is also like a period of reassessment. Like going away from tanks, that's a big deal for him. He's been playing tanks for years.
Yeah.
Like literally years. So it looks like he's trying to change his style, or was it really map dependent? Was that a Northern Isles specific thing?
Also, as we said, going into this match, there is this big clan tournament for $50,000. And I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a match of Happy versus Romantic. Is he saving his tank timings? Maybe. For that tournament. Always an easy excuse, I guess, but you never know. I know that game 2 is starting. Happy with match points, aiming for that semifinal. Second semifinal in a row in the CC Masters Qualifiers. But Romantic. Yeah. I am pretty sure it's going to be a fast expansion again.
I would think so too. And for Romantic's sake, I hope it's going to be a faster one here. Should be more predictable of a timing as well. Like AZ is normally always the same. You go for the level 2 at the lab right away, and then wait a little bit for more lumber, and then you call like 7 peasants, something like that, and go for the expansion. And normally that works out. But of course, Happy is very strong at punishing that as much as possible.
We have a nice donation by Azul. Thank you for the 10 euros. Thank you for all you've done for this game. How come there are not more donations? Let's get a donation train going. Yeah, good question, Azul. Very justified question. Happy in the upper right, in the blue, and Romantic in the bottom left, facing elimination. So it feels like this is set in stone. Romantic again, slow and heavy early game, expansion. But this is Happy on AZ. I'm looking forward to this harass a lot, because for any undead or for anyone who is not a heavy human fan, this is the pretty much a guaranteed Pimpus play coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy is by far the best early game DK harasser in the game. AZ, normally not the best human map, so I'm kind of surprised that Romantic opts for it. Expansion should be safe to take, yes, but can certainly end up with quite a few peasant kills. But in the late game, like, easy for the undead to push, pretty close by, as it is a very small map. And if you go super, super late game, like, you hold the expo and you mass up with knights and stuff, there's not even too many creep camps to go around between your triple hero if you're the human. So, why AZ? There is one specialty here, that is lab very close to the main. In the past, we saw quite a bit of Zappelin and, you know, Zapper shenanigan plays against undead bases. But that seems to be more of a rarity nowadays. So we'll see what Romantic has lined up here. Is going to start off with the normal creep route, of course. Not going for the no militia fast tech play from Johnny Cage yesterday. Which was just a disconnect, I'm just kidding. So Acolyte scouts this. Happy not going for the instant harass, but rather for creeping first. So going for the safe play, where he knows he will get something of value.
Acolyte survives for now. Spider Socks, not too great. But Happy will be scouted. It's daytime, so he saw this, pretty sure.
Forces are under attack.
And Romantic, again, shooting a safe level 2, taking out the little green one here as well. Happy is right in his face once the militia train starts to come out.
And after the first camp, DK with 164 experience, which means 1 footy or 1 water elemental will be enough for the level 2. Which is why this early game creep is so popular. Really nice start for the DK. More skeletons being summoned. Happy is expecting the expansion, and so are we. Peasants are about to come out.
Forces are under attack.
Romantic still holding on to it.
Thank you, Azul, for a second 10 euro donation. Thank you guys so much for all the content. Let's get a donation train going for our beloved Back to Warcraft. Guys, if this was a mistake, we can send it back if you thought it didn't arrive or something. 2 subs. Thank you, Pipoxy and Sinont, for your Prime sub. And yeah. Expansion again, late. Happy with 4 skeletons and a fiend. DK is kind of low.
Got the level 2 there from the water elemental acid, I believe. Oh, coil. Misses. That was a very close window. Perhaps the ping there coming in a little bit. Happy gets the last hit on the water elemental and the mud golem. If the AM doesn't get these last hits, he doesn't get level 3. That's a big deal, but he gets the big rock golem, needs the muddy as well. And he does.
Okay, got level 2, and this wasn't too much damage done. Yeah, he stole some experience and got his level 2, which is big. But it's still a good amount of footmen. It's so many peasants. So, again, like, safe expo, but late expo.
Yep. It is still faster than on Northern Isles, though. That one was still quite a bit later. As we can see, the Lich isn't even in production yet, but will be coming out in just a moment. I think Happy slipped in the macro a little bit. The second Fiend only coming out now. That should be a little earlier normally. But Romantic isn't looking to pressure at the moment. He's got really nice inventory on the AM, by the way. Boots, Circlet, and Mantle all adding up nicely for the AM to put in quite a bit of damage. Saving a lot of mana as well, at 250 mana already, so he's going to have plenty of water elementals to use when he needs them.
Happy is trying to dodge the human army, but how to dodge these footmen if they're just parked, or like parking the bus at the town hall? Happy has to be careful not getting surrounded here again. He's trying to find an opening somewhere, but decent SimCity. Peasant line should be safe. DK can't really do too much here as well. There's no corpses to summon more skeletons. He has to wait for the tier 2 reinforcements.
And Romantic isn't going for defend yet. If he wants to tech before defend, that's really greedy. Normally, the timing for defend is when the Lich is there, that's when you want to have defend.
Just started now. Is it still in time? Lich is almost done. Tier 3 has started as well. Thank you, Naruto, for another 10 euro donation. Choo choo! I do like this train so far.
Resources for the tech are available. Romantic could start it right now if he wanted to. And he does. Okay. Kind of a greedy tech. Before really a high number of towers or even a shop. Arcade Vault not even placed yet, but should be coming in soon at the expansion. Footy is looking for a bit of a run by, and Happy is forced back. Actually, this game is looking really solid so far for Romantic.
Yeah, but how effective will these footmen be? So far, they're just buying some time, which is of course what you want anyway. But it was kind of the case in the last game as well. Romantic had a good early game, and then at this one fight at the marketplace, he lost pretty much all his footmen for not too much. I think one fiend or something. And then there was nothing left to do. But here, he's going into the base, trying to hunt some ghouls. During the tech, should of course go for the acolytes, but there was no point of attack thus far. Happy, not greedy. Oh, going for the Nerubian tower, slowing down this Archmage now, and the ghouls are ready for the block. Archmage trapped.
Protecting himself a little bit with the elementals, which is cute, but this is certainly gonna force a TP sooner or later. Also buying time though. This isn't too bad. Of course, AM has to make sure he doesn't get Nova to death, and he does do that successfully. Over to the expansion, where now the shop is done. Blacksmith is coming. Wall is being established. SimCity is looking good. And quite a few footies are actually still alive. So Romantic hunkering down, getting ready for the onslaught, which is about to come in, because with tier 3 finishing, Happy is certainly gonna knock at the expansion.
It's kind of fascinating how Romantic didn't lose anything economy-wise. Did a peasant get killed? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was 8 peasants at the expo, all surviving. Yeah, so his econ is looking good. It's looking really good. Plenty of lumber still available. Towers coming up in each base. Romantic is getting ready. Also, masonry coming in, the first upgrade here in a moment. MK will be joining soon. Is it Pit Lord time? This time for Happy. Didn't see it in game 1.
He went for the Dark Ranger. He has the necessary supply, has the resources as well. Yeah, I think he's gonna wait for the level 3 DK and then maybe getting it. Thank you, Solani, for the 5 euro donation. Continues with the choo-choo. Train is getting bigger and bigger.
Oh, AM looking to be wanting to go for the run by. It is the 3rd daytime or whatever it is, which means sappers become available.
That would be such a classic Romantic play, but the lab is not open. The rogues and the renegade still protecting it. Thank you, Sparta, for the sub. So 1 destroyer home. Looks like it's enough. And Happy with the Pit Lord going for the main. There's no tier 3 tech yet. 3 towers. Fiends shooting away. It is Rain of Fire.
Yeah, these footies can't really do much. Like 1 destroyer, along with towers, is enough to deal with footies and water elementals, unless it's absurd numbers. It's 8 footmen. Romantic could decide to dive, but he's not sure if he wants to do it. In the meantime, tier 3 tech starts. Happy sees it instantly.
Mountain King
And Rain of
comes up.
Fire so far didn't do that much.
Nope. He's also getting in range of the arcane, so pretty burn.
Mass repair. Nova coming in against the peasants. This arcane is an important tower to hold if you can, but he can't do it. Arcane falls. Peasants out of a job. Mining disrupted in the main for quite a while.
And the footmen don't do anything. Romantic was hesitant. Should I dive or not? And in the end, he decides to not do it. Reunites with the Mountain King now, trying to aim for some Stormbolt surrounds, as he did on Northern Isles. Here is the first one. Coil arrives, and it is the level 2 coil. Mountain King at 50% has a potion. Trades the footman. Oh, nice block from the Pit Lord. If that was intentional, that was pretty sick. Mountain King still down. The potion is gone. Is Happy just saving everything, or did he lose that fiend? I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, 1 fiend was lost,
Okay.
but only 1. Now the footies left by themselves. Can't do too much anymore. Why is the AM not there? AM is just across the map attacking the crypt. This really isn't the best use of his time.
And the Pit Lord almost gets into the base, but the range attacks seem to be enough. Romantic now decides, okay, if defense doesn't win me that game, then maybe offense is, but I feel like this is too late. We have workshops, and this time, yes, workshops. Can tanks save Romantic even if his main is wiped out? He still has to wait a little for the tier 3.
The peasant losses are starting to add up here. This is becoming really, really, really painful. More and more workers are dying. That's more experience for Happy, of course, as well. 3, 2, 1 levels aren't too insane by Happy, but his force, his army here with the Fiend and Destroyers is the strong thing that he has going for himself. Romantic has to come back to his main. He has to hold, he has to defend. Can't give up the main base.
Pretty much doing nothing for minutes now. Also close to being supply stuck. He can get a max of 2 tanks, but he has some good gyros. Web is ready for Happy. Of course it is. Destroyer falls. No coil available, so the Water Elementals can do whatever they want to get this around to the Fiend there as well. But if the Mountain King falls, even if it's a low-level Mountain King, it's such a crucial part of this army. And the gyros are out of a job. They can't do anything.
Yep.
There's no air.
They did their job well taking out the Destroyers, but now it's up to the Footmen to do the rest. And this is tier 3 undead. Footies have quite some longevity. The AM needs to be careful. Nova there could have been his end, but heal potion gets transferred. And the Footmen, they're surviving for surprisingly long. Long range Stormbolt. Lich once again being focused, trying for that surround, but doesn't get it.
Happy was ready for the counter surround, but he doesn't even need it. Fiends all saved. Statue working overtime. Oh, can this Water Elemental get the kill? No, I don't think so. Romantic is at 46 supply, and like 9 supply or so are wasted. What's not wasted is your money going into donations. This Dono train got some steam and fuel. Thank you, Jidus, for the 2 euros. Come on, people, 2k viewers, don't be greedy motherfuckers. Everyone at least €1 donation to support these amazing casters. Much love from Lithuania. Donation train needs fuel. Choo choo. That's an awesome message, man. Yigolata, 5 euros. Thank you for great Warcraft streams. Manchan, 10 euros. Let's keep it going and trigger some OCD. Thanks to Remo and Neo. Man, so many subs, it's hard to find time in this action-packed game. 50 euros already. We love you guys. Thank you. So Romantic stemming against the defeat. But how?
The Pally's here now, so we do have Holy Light. That's a good addition, but still the damage is low. AM in trouble. Nova on him, almost dying. It's a double-click TP. Happy knows where he's gonna go. But... look. Oh, AM. AM's kind of stuck over there. Heal pot. Okay, it's there.
Mountain King. Oh, okay, now he can go for a surround. That's exactly what he does. There is a coil and a TP trying to reach to pass it. He's fighting out. He's actually fighting out with all his single target damage. Yes, he's losing a Fiend in the process. There's still Footman. He's just completely ignoring the Footman, going for the hero. Mountain King finally falls. And that's game.
Looks like it. More and more footies being taken out. Frost Armor against the Knights pretty effective as well. Fiend numbers still really high at 5. Some may have fallen. No Destroyers at all anymore, by the way, but they could still be getting morphed. Romantic, can you hold on?
Oh, Archmage next on the platter. He rebought the TP. That's so much gold. I mean, he is on 2 bases, pretty much. Pitlord makes sure that this income is not the easiest to get. That's level 4. So, Dark Ritual. Oh, yeah. Death Pact available. Level 3 for the Lich. That were 2 big level ups.
Yeah. The double level ups there to 4 and 3. Absolutely massive deal. Aura 2 makes everything feel a little bit smoother and nicer. And the level 2. Nova, of course, really strong as well. And now the castle under attack. Romantic can't afford to lose this. MK comes back, has to try to help defend this. 60 supply for Romantic, that's not too bad. But he doesn't have the hero levels. That's always the issue in the late game. MK and Pally need the levels, but of course, how to get those levels when Happy just never leaves you alone.
Peasant line completely wiped out. He's sending some back. Mountain King is back as well, but only level 1. 3 Knights is pretty much all he has. He doesn't even need to... Oh my, this Mountain King. Again, biting the dust. And without the disable, against Happy's micro, there's pretty much no chance. He's moving back constantly. He's getting heal. The focus fire damage is so strong. And the heroes don't cut it.
Yeah. Knight's gyros very much do require a critical mass to become good, and Happy never let him get to critical mass. Lich, wait, did he die? He died!
Where? What? How?
Surrounded by peasants.
Okay.
But Happy can just buy him back from the tavern.
Yeah.
Happy lost the Lich earlier in game 1, map 1, and that didn't matter too much in the end. Romantic is putting up a really good fight over here.
Yeah.
Finding more statue kills perhaps as well. But Happy's waiting for the revive from the tavern. There it is. Lich is back. Orb is back.
Oh.
And statue is still healing and healing away.
Losing 6 supply with a fiend and a statue though. That's level 3 on the pit lord here. But another statue. Long range attacks. Ah, not enough.
Forces are under attack.
Switching the focus to this archmage. He's blocking himself with the knight a little, down to 50%. No TP anymore. Ghouls at the peasant line. Love this.
Yeah, so smart. Happy does this often. When he takes out the towers in the main, that's easy. Kills then for the ghouls, and the Rain of Fire coming in as well. That must be the Rain of Fire at this point, I guess. Level 2 Rain of Fire.
No,
that
it's
is.
Cleave. But he's right-clicking this castle. And he's safe now. Losing a fiend in the process. Finally level 2 for the Mountain King, but main base in shambles. And you guys don't stop. This donation train is still going on. Nanksimi, €5. Chugu Chugu. Zabi66 with a €6.66 donation. Donation train has no breaks. Choo choo. Thanks for the fun content. Back to Warcraft Woofies. And Orzak with a €5 donation. Let's keep moving this train. Thanks for everything, guys. This feels very, very rewarding and great. First series of the day, and another one coming in as I'm here. Marco9111, €3. Choo choo. Fueling this. So romantic with his last stand or what?
There's Web here against the gyros, some of them at least. But hey, first kill goes the way of Romantic. Gets the fiend there really quickly with a Stormbolt focus. Oh, big Nova into the Knights though. Hits every single one of them actually.
That's like the undead version of the Song of Ice and Fire. And this Mountain King, he doesn't like that song at all. And he can finally go Destroyers again, as these gyros, they will just fall in a bit. He has mana again, AoE against the anti-air. Oh, is he actually killing all of them? Nope. Diving in deeper. And that's
Romantic,
easy.
don't overextend again. We had this before. And this time he's gonna fall back. But already going so deep onto Blights and against the Black Citadel, into Web and everything.
Yeah.
Romantic loses a lot of units right there. By the way, also thank you from my side. Amazing contributions today.
Yes.
Guys, thank you all so much for the donations. And by the way, 9K Semi, that Chugga Chugga Hearthstone reference to the, what's that thing called again? Didn't quite pass by me, so appreciate it very much.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but that's the thing with me and memes. Another donation. What the hell? This series is crazy. Randy is €5. Choo choo choo! It's Christmas time. Yeah, coming. It's definitely one of the... Oh. One of the last cast before Christmas. But of course we have Super WGL before. And CC Masters Qualifiers. Finals.
Level 4 Lich now. You guys know what that means. +4 intelligence. Oh yeah. Mercap being taken out. This is gonna be level 4 Pit Lord.
Yeah.
Insane levels. Happy found so many kills this game. Is this double level ups? No. But the DK, look at him. He's basically level 5. 1 experience away. Literally 1 point. And guess what? Gyros. Oh, they're pretty juicy and they do give experience as well. And there we go. 5, 4, 4 levels for Happy. Completely out of control.
The Fluid brings +3 damage to all the fiends. Brings +4, I guess, to the Lich. That's really good single target damage. The Mountain King is still not level 3. The Paladin is still not level 3. He doesn't have an Orb of Fire. He doesn't even have a staff this game.
Yeah, just too scrapped for cash. Always forced to invest into units. Didn't have time. Happy didn't give him any room. Yigolata, thank you very much for the sub as well. Happy is looking to close out this game now. 67 supply. Looking for the fight.
A player's forces are under attack.
Frydoom, before this game ends with a €7.87 donation, all you had to do was to follow that damn train.
GTA San Andreas, hell yeah. Those were the days.
Thank you very much. Orb of Annihilation against the Knights, and yeah, put some value to this name, I guess.
Divine Shield is soon to be over. Uh-oh, that's dangerous.
Nice
Oh,
side
stumbled
step.
on the Lich to prevent the Nova. That was a nice play.
Yeah.
Saves the Pally at least for a little bit. And Romantic is going in. This is the last stand. Can he find the victory here? It doesn't look like it looking at the numbers, but let's see how this goes. MK Stormbolt still only level 1. Doesn't hurt that much. The Rain of Fire actually being surprisingly effective against these Gyrocopters, which are now only 4 left in numbers. That's not enough. 4 Destroyers will certainly win that fight. The Knights can't connect. Lich is just waiting for the next perfect Nova. Out of mana for now, but the DK is not. So there's more Stormbolts and more coils, excuse me, to be used. And everything's about to die here for Romantic. He just can't hold his ground anymore. The MK looking like a juicy target. But first, it's the Knights falling. The Pally, however, might be in trouble next. Long range coil executes him. Third hero is down. And that kind of feels like the game. It is GG, Happy 2-0.
Damn, the first time ever that Happy gets a 2-0 off of Romantic. Before that, it was either 1-0 or 1-1 or 2-1. Pretty one-sided affair in the end. It didn't really feel like Happy was about to lose any games here. Romantic made it really close with some cool moves, but it didn't work. Absolutely didn't work. Happy for the second time in the CC Masters Qualifier semifinal. And it could be either a rematch against Fly of BREC or a rematch from WGL, which would be against 120, because that's our next game. Fly versus 120. That was an interesting game of Fly yesterday against Undead, but we will go into this a little later as we have more donations, you crazy people. Hazy with the €10. Thank you, guys. And Custinatrix with the tier 1 sub. One series, like almost $100 and a couple of subs. That's beautiful. Thank you, guys. And another one, Bliss90, €3. The train is rolling and rolling, and a €10 donation by Fakey-san. All aboard. Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne plays in the background. Nice, man. Whew, what to say, Remo?
It's quite amazing, guys. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. That's
Christmas spirit.
crazy support. Thank you so much. I hope you're going to be sticking with us for a long time today, because we have much more Warcraft coming up. It's Super Sunday, and we're going to have some amazing games today.
Absolutely. We go into a little break. Time for you to check out the links in the stream description or sign up for Rising Star Cup number 3, which will happen next Saturday at 5 p.m. Happy will be in China, so we get a new champion, and maybe it's you. We had 150 signups for episode 2, and there's just one way, and that's rise that number. 5-minute break, and then Fly versus 120.